Hey, Dental Nachos crew, it is Paul, Dr. Nacho, with a business and leadership topping volume 3. What we do is help you develop your dentisting core to do the one thing all dentists are trying to do less of. The number one KPI, key performance indicator to being a dentist is this: not EBITDA, not profit, not overhead. It is this: how often you cry on the inside a day. How many times you feel like crying on the inside. Dental school does not teach us how to survive and thrive in the real world of dentisting, but we will by helping you work on your dental core, your mind, how you think through a day, business, treatment planning, especially the words that you say, patient and people communication, and your hand skill. You put it all together. That's your dentisting core. If you went to the gym, you just wouldn't do bicep curls. Don't want to impress everyone, but I can lift this weight. You wouldn't just do bicep curls over and over again. You'd become lopsided. So what we have for you today is an awesome lineup of key resources, awesome people from Earth here to share with you the fun things they do, how they built their businesses, resources for you, our key resources and sponsors. So glad you're here. We have tons of prizes. Let's bring up our first guest. As we say, one of his special prizes is going to be, you get to win chocolate. So you can be in a raffle to win chocolate. Text chocolate to 215-543-6454. The awesome Amanda, by the end of the show, will choose that winner. So our first guest, you're welcome to unmute yourself. And our first guest is very special to me. We've known each other for over 3 decades. My friend from growing up, one of my best friends from growing up, a sports star. So they told us our dreams could come true when we were younger. They said, if you worked hard enough, your dreams could come true. What I have to tell those people, my parents, my mentors, is that they were liars, because my dream was to dunk a basketball in the NBA, and that dream did not come true. And my friend here today was a standout baseball player, but he's going to tell you about what his dream, what happened to him. Tim, welcome to Talking Nachos. And share with us what you do on a day-to-day basis, what your business does, and most of all, how you help people be happier dentisting human beings each day.
So good to be with you, Dr. Paul. I have a chocolate company, which sounds kind of romantic, you could say. But the real driving force behind the business is we've built a chocolate factory in Africa. Awesome. And if you think about, most people don't think about the chocolate industry necessarily. They enjoy Kit Kats and Reese's and, a chocolate bar. But what makes this different is we've built a vertically integrated company where we're manufacturing chocolate in Africa, and it provides a living wage, not just to cocoa farmers, but to people working at the factory itself. It's, there's about 1,000 chocolate companies in the US, and we're the only ones who've been able to do this from an operational point of view. So it's a pretty unique type of business.
That's really such an awesome story. We talk about doing the work while you're doing the work, doing the good while you're doing good. So what is the name of your company? How can people find out more about it?
It's called Beyond Good. This is what the product looks like. You can go to beyondgood.com. If you happen to be near a Whole Foods or another specialty food store, you can buy the product there as well.
Since we're such good friends, when I go to Whole Foods, I knock all the other chocolate bars on the floor, leaving just yours up there. I've been thrown out only 2 times, but it's worth it to help Beyond Good. So Tim, what are you raffling off for our audience today? Because you guys are competing in the USA Today poll. We'll share how people can vote for you in the comments there, but what you're competing, how can people vote in this poll, and what are you raffling off to our Nacho audience?
So we are raffling off, I'm reading it right from your hand, Paul, $50 worth of chocolate. Nice. And it's actually, the other thing about the business and the chocolate itself is it's going to taste much differently than the chocolate you're used to. And it's referred to as heirloom chocolate. So it's made from the Earth's original variety cocoa, and frankly has a much higher quality to it.
We talked about people's dreams not coming true like mine, but one person that whose dream did come true is my wife, because we call her Mrs. Nachos. So she's reached the top, and she loves your chocolate. So I stopped on the way here. So, dentist Tim, there's all different types of dentistry. They're watching in. We have dentists who take a lot of insurance, dentists who don't take insurance. We have fee for service, things like that. Like, why is your chocolate so much more expensive than just this, Tim? Isn't this good enough? My 2-year-old likes this, and 6-year-old. So share with us, because we talk about different types of dentistry, why some cost more. Why does chocolate like this cost more. And now I notice when I go to Whole Foods, I see all types of options of $5, $6, $7 chocolate bars, which we did not have in the 80s. Share with me a little bit about this evolution.
All right, Paul, can you pull up that bag again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. So M&Ms, basically it's about what you put in your body, right? So that's 90% milk and sugar, 10% cocoa. Cocoa itself is a very high in antioxidants. So our product, which is dark chocolate, doesn't have much sugar by comparison. So it's a much healthier product. And that's really the big difference between what we do and the items that you showed, which are not bad. You know, we all grew up on Kit Kats and M&Ms. It's Halloween candy, but it's not necessarily dark chocolate.
And I've learned through you, a little known fact, I used to purchase Tim's chocolate and give it out as a gift.
Now you just get it for free, but yeah, you did used to buy it at one point in time.
Give it out as a gift for implant patients. But, you know, people will have dark chocolate with wine. We talk about self-care, especially during this pandemic. Has your like chocolate taste buds evolved as you've grown this company?
Oh yeah. I mean, the way we look at chocolate, it's a vehicle for us to be able to do what we want to do in the world. We're not necessarily chocolate people to begin with. I didn't go into this business thinking I want to be a chocolate maker. It's more about making a difference in the world. And so my palate has changed quite a lot. And now we're at the point as a team where we know probably more than anybody about chocolate and what goes into making really high quality chocolate.
That's awesome. And as we wrap up, I have one awesome team member who likes to bake. And she said, you can use your chocolate for baking too, right? She said she knew it from Whole Foods for that. How do people use it in that fashion?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so simple. You would think, let's say you just want to do hot chocolate. You could buy a bar of chocolate, drop it into the milk, stir it as the milk heats, and you have like much better hot chocolate than you'd expect.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we appreciate you being on to start here. We'll have you back on future shows. We'll come up with,
I'm staying on for the whole show, Paul.
Awesome. So we'll see.
I'll take the video down, but I'm going to listen to every word.
Nice. Well, I'll bring it back at the end and we'll pick a winner for the chocolate. And Manzu, you have to text in. We've already had people texting in all night. That's not a joke because Tim, I offer like free dental services, discounts on stuff. People don't text in at all, but people have been texting in all day to our text hotline to be part of the chocolate raffle. Text chocolate to 215.
The numbers a little. There you go.
6454. I win. I'll put that in the chat. Well, thanks, Tim. We'll see you at the end of the show. We appreciate you sharing.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, so that was chocolate to start us off on a happy note. I decided to do dentistry, stuff people don't want. Tim decided to do stuff people do want. Maybe he made the smart decision that he brings joy to people on a daily basis. So in our business and leadership toppings, we're helping you with the whole circle of dentisting life. One of the most important steps in the circle of dentisting life, getting a job. You cannot do the perfect crown prep. You cannot do veneers. You cannot pay back your student loans without a job. So one of the things we do with our Job Connect platform is connect dentists for jobs. So we have the awesome Dr. Susan Hozak here sharing with us the job that she has available. Susan, thanks for being on Talking Nachos. Tell us about where you are in the circle of dentisting life and what you're looking for in an associate.
Okay. Actually, I work at Friendly Smiles Cosmetic Dentistry.
Nice.
And I am the GM here. Actually, the doctor is Dr. Brenda Barfield. She unfortunately couldn't make it. But we are looking for another associate. We have one already. We used to have 3, but she moved away. Her husband got a job in, I believe, North Carolina. So loved Dr. Mahali and just,
awesome.
Yep.
That's great. And what I do is I've been helping Dentists Connect for jobs for 15 years, sometimes paid, sometimes not paid, well before Dental Nachos, because that was such an important part of dentists being successful. And dentists, I say oftentimes, they're good with patients, not so good with people. The Dental Student Hunger Games sets us up to not be good with each other. So I say there's 5 questions I want to run through for your position. So first, where is this position?
This position is in Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay.
A little different than the movie, so don't think it's like the movie Fargo.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword when you have a popular, piece of entertainment after you. But at least I heard it. So Fargo, North Dakota. Now, that's where it is. Why are you looking for an associate?
Basically, because Dr. Mahali moved away, and then Dr. Barfield would like to focus more on TMD itself with her patients. She's noticed a big need for that in the area. She's basically like one of the only dentists in this area that provides that. So she would like to focus on that and bring in another associate to do more of the dental work.
Awesome. And one of the things I share with my audience, the why is so important. So if a dentist says, oh, I feel busy, busy's a feeling, not a fact. Say, oh, I want someone to do my emergencies. If you're an associate dentist, you need to pay your loans, work full time. When you're replacing someone like Dr. M here, that's really a good key. Now, second thing, what procedures will I be doing as the associate? If I'm applying, maybe I'll be doing fillings, crowns, but what procedures would you require me to do? And then what opportunities are there to do other procedures?
Yes, definitely be doing a lot of fillings, crowns, and also seeing the TAs. But also, if they have experience or education in doing like the ortho for adults, you can certainly do that. And then also implants and also some extractions. So, and then we do provide education. Like our one new associate who came on about a year ago is this weekend. She's going to an implant class. So.
Awesome. That's great. I mean, I love collaboration. I'm sitting here in Philadelphia, but I was in my office Monday and Tuesday. I have 9 dentists working there, 2 locations. We have a prosthodontist today, my brother. I think dentists working together just in a collaborative fashion is what we need more of. Dentistry can be a lonely profession by yourself, working in caves. So now we have the where, the why, the what. Now, dentistry, when did you graduate from dental school, Dr. Susan?
Dr. Barfield graduated.
Dr. Barfield, when did she graduate?
I believe she graduated like 12, 13 years ago.
Gotcha. So I was about 18 years ago. A lot has transformed. And you as the manager and general manager, you get to see the circle of dentistry in life, young dentists, medium-aged dentists. The debt has become huge over time. So let's say I got to pay off my debt. How will I be compensated? What kind of compensation structure do you have?
Yep, we do have it where, because we do realize you have to make it per patient base. We do that 35% off your collections, or you have a base salary. Usually we found out that within month 2, the doctor is able to collect that because we do have a huge patient volume. See about 60 to 80 new patients a month. And then like, yeah, a lot of the work done is like crowns, fillings. So it is like a mix between high-end production.
I think it's key what you said was you have a base salary, a daily safety net guarantee.
Yep.
I mean, I want to hopefully change this whole industry. I think it's totally nacho nuts that we pay hygienists, we pay office managers, we pay assistants. And for some reason, we have this weird, you eat what you kill type of attitude towards associates where, hey, you go into a job, you want to be able to count that at least I have a safety net and the opportunity to earn more. And I think that's great. And my final question in these 5 is, what is fun to do there? Non-dentistry. What if I move there and I'm going to be a dentist and I like the office, but after hours, what can I do on the weekends or at night?
Fargo is actually a pretty upcoming town here. We have it's like a huge downtown. Of course, before COVID, there was like a lot more going on, like as far as concerts and such like that. And I know like Forbes voted us one of the top 10 places to retire at, livability, like best place to raise a family, just like everything in general like that. I mean, there is a lot of culture in this place.
Awesome. And what I've been trying to develop with dentists is you're not going to necessarily change your career and become a high-level break dancer as your career tomorrow because you need to stick with dentistry, right? We have one career we picked, and sometimes being geographically flexible early in your career is necessary. And I know that can be challenging, but when there's good opportunities like this, see if it fits into your life situation. You guys are just looking for one dentist right now to replace one dentist, and we're hoping to help you find that. To get information about this specific job, you can text Jill to 215-543-6454. But I'd also like you to share, Susan, for our video, how can people reach out to you directly about this job?
Yep, they could email myself, Susan, at marketing@friendlysmilesfargo.com. Or if they wanted to certainly call to talk about it, they can certainly call us at 701-364-9990.
Awesome. I'll say that marketing@friendlysmilesfargo.com, and you can make between $160,000 to $240,000 a year. A great way to pay back loans. Maybe you go to some place 2, 3, or 4 years. Dr. M, how long did she work there for before she moved to North Carolina?
Oh, she was here for like 5, 6 years. Yeah, she was very sad moving, but she's just like, oh.
But I think this is a really good story to share with the community because I grew up with a father as a dentist, which was awesome. And, we were in same place for 41 years, until I worked with my dad for many years. So unfortunately passed away, but he stayed in one place, but you don't always have to stay in one place. It's a different world. He graduated dental school in 1969. It's 2020, just like your awesome Dr. Mahali. She worked with you for 5 or 6 years. You love her. She moves on. Now you're looking to replace her. So I think dentists can be dramatic in their thinking, but maybe this is a great opportunity for you at this point in your life to move somewhere. And maybe you stay for 20 years, or maybe you stay for 5. And it sounds like you guys have a training system set up with the CE with you and your main doctor to do that. So I love you sharing. Anything else you'd like to share about the position before we jump off, Susan?
Basically just Dr. Barfield is like high in technology too. So like she is like always updating, like we have like the Soleil laser here, the CT scan. So like she is big on education and technology, and she does support you in that too. So
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you being on Nacho TV. We'll get you the recording so you can show it to all your family and friends. Better than Netflix at night, Susan. Reach out to us again for any jobs, including this one, to text Jill to 215-543-6454. Thanks so much, Susan. Have a great rest of the day. So we have had so far chocolate and jobs. And we're going to bring up next for our lineup here is, just pass it to me. Not yet. We'll do that next. We'll do the PDS. All right, perfect. We'll bring up my great friend, Kimberly Pedro from PDS, and she's going to share with us what she does to transform your practice. Before she comes up, we have a special text code as an awesome key resource and sponsor. Text CBCT to 55444 to learn about what Kimberly does. So Kimberly, it's not your first time on Nacho TV, but just to orient the viewers for today, share with us what your company does and how you guys help dentists.
Hi, everyone. Happy fall. So I'm out here in Arizona. I sell and repair equipment here in Arizona. However, nationwide, I sell CBCT, cone beam imaging, Prexion.
Awesome. And we just had a Nacho who was just saying great things about you. So I love great stories, positive stories. So you've been an awesome key resource and sponsor since the summer. Someone just purchased a CBCT. Tell me about that experience. He went on Dental Nacho, said you guys are awesome, loves his CBCT, but from your end, tell us a little bit about that story.
So he was thinking about doing implants in the office. It sounds like a little bit more. Did some construction. Decided, okay, I want to take my practice to the next level, start doing implants, was interested in the software as far as implant planning, reached out, we went over a few things, a lot of questions on imaging, what he should be looking for, warranty, education. We spoke about how Prexion cone beams come with a 10-year warranty, full parts. I've had a lot of questions on that. It's not prorated, it's full parts for the 10 years. We spoke about education. We spoke about how the unit would fit into his practice, who would be taking advantage of using it, and we went from there.
And I think it's such a key part because when dentists incorporate any new technology, from a scanner to a CBCT, there's a learning curve to it. And on our CE courses, if you text CBCT to 215-543-6454, we also will send you a free CE on TV show from the amazing Dr. Lou Graham, who uses this, and you had sponsored him to be on our show. What are some of your clients after they get a 3D X-ray, get a CBCT? What are they reporting, whether it's in better patient care or enhanced profitability or both?
They're reporting that they're just seeing more and they're doing more treatment.
And how
acceptance is a lot higher.
And I know my dentist people, Kimberly, you work with them. Dental school makes us, for lack of a better term, afraid of everything, think everything's going to go wrong. Everyone's out to get us. It's really what I want to change. Okay. We don't think of what goes right. We think of what goes wrong. So let's say I want to get a CBCT, but what if I can't read all the x-rays? What if I need to send it out? How do you guys help solve that problem?
We have a reader's package right now that comes with 8 hours of CE to help you be able to read those images. But also the first 4 images are $25 a piece for reading. And then from there up to 100 are $85 a piece. So many doctors right now are taking advantage of that.
That's a great opportunity. We have a CBCT in our office and we do the same thing. What I will share with you, if you're thinking of getting one, there are ways to learn how to read it for dental purposes, endo and implants. But then for the large picture medical purposes, you can have that sent out, read by a radiologist, put that into your fee. And it's a great way for you to feel confident and secure when doing that. So Kimberly, people are sitting there saying, I want to learn more about this. How can they reach out to your team directly?
Please give me a call anytime or text me 602-214-0001. 602-214-0001, or email me, Kimberly@pdsaz.net.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate being, you always make so many nice comments about the moderators on Dental Nachos. You're a great member of the community. Share with our audience before we go off, you're coming into this community for the first time, out not as a dentist. What have you found valuable about being part of the Dental Nachos community?
I've learned a lot of things I didn't know, actually. So I've really enjoyed meeting everyone. Everyone is so positive, and I like that everyone is kind and your focus is kindness. We need that in the world.
I appreciate, yeah, we're all people. Bring your regular self first, your dentist self second. And also, you know, when you hear people sharing how they think, from a dentist to an assistant to a front desk to a sponsor to this person, we really get more stories so we can just understand each other better, because we all have it challenging in the dentisting space, especially during a pandemic. But this is a great opportunity for the end of the year to take advantage of some of the awesome pricing Kimberly has. And she usually has some awesome, I love bonus toppings, right? I have these nachos. I have them here. They're always here. Whoever interacts the most, they can get this sent to them. Kimberly, any bonuses with purchasing a CBCT right now? Training, anything else?
Definitely a free handheld x-ray.
Which is great. I love that option, because when you are a dentist and you have x-ray units attached to the wall, you're always just concerned it's going to go down. And if it goes down, you have a backup. That's great. So Kimberly, thanks for being an awesome part of our community. Reach out to you guys at text CBCT to 55444 to learn more. And we really appreciate having you.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, Kimberly. So we have now gone through chocolate, getting a job, and a CBCT. Life is about all different toppings coming together. Life is about playing a game real time, not just random sets of skills that we use. So we're going to bring up our next guest here in a second. I just want to check in with my awesome coordinator, Ariel. This is for practices, right?
This is for
Buying group. Okay, cool. Perfect. So before we bring up our next guest, one of our awesome segment guests was not able to make it today, but I am going to step in for them. So I have a lot of best friends in life. Tim McCollum is one of my best friends. Lucky to know him. I also have best friends. They're not even people. They're just things. Okay. They're just things. So one of my best friends, this phone, really, I love this phone, has always something interesting to say, keeps me company, lets me connect with people. It's a great thing, my phone. Another best friend, something that decreases annoyance in my life. So one of the things in my life, being a dentist, crying inside, you often feel like this, Mr. Grumbly. And one of the things that makes me feel like Mr. Grumbly is alginate. I don't know why we use it. You got to pour it up in 15 minutes. If the model breaks, take it over. If someone leaves in the back, it shrivels up. When I started at my dad's practice, I said, alginate is stupid. So I bought hundreds and hundreds of inexpensive cartridges of PVS from a lab. I think they were going out of business, and we used it. They're like $5 a cartridge. Because I said, I'm a new dentist. I don't want to take an impression on my friend Tim for a night guard and have it break and have to call him back. So I said, what if there was an alternative to alginate? And there's a number out there on the market, but my favorite is from our key resource and sponsor, Keaton Bach. It's called Silginat. We've used it thousands of times. We've got a number of Silginat fans out there. If you want to be part of our Silginat buying group and Keaton Bach buying group, just text buying to 55444 and you will get into our buying group. What's our buying group cost? Thanks for asking. It's free. They just give you the best pricing for free as a Nachos sponsor. Best pricing for free as a Nachos sponsor. Sometimes they do buy me cars as a sponsor, which is a true thing, because they bought Drew 9 Matchbox cars as a reward for being one of their key resources or key opinion leaders. So to make your life easier, more fun, text buying to 55444. You'll find out how you can get a free sample of Silginat, as well as being the buying group. You'll save more money by literally not having to do anything on your supplies from Keaton Bach. So that was from Keaton Bach. We'll bring up our next guest here, Amanda. We have a special segment coming up next. While our next segment is coming up, I will also share, we have a way to save on credit card processing too. Our team will say about. Awesome. So I'm so excited to have our next guest. You're welcome to unmute yourself. And I want to set the stage for you because you're coming to us from a special place on earth. Share with us. You were connected with us by the awesome Ben Baranis, who's a huge, awesome Nacho fan. Please tag Ben or share this with Ben. So share with us, Mubru, how you help dentists, what you guys are doing, and the awesome work you're doing.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Paul. I'm happy to be here. Hello, everyone. My name is Mubiru Sulaiman. I'm a dental student from Uganda, Kampala, and I am the CEO of African Smilers Association. We also call it ASA. African Smilers Association extends free dental services to the underserved communities in Africa. We do this kind of work in communities where people have no dental help Like there are communities in Africa where there's totally no a single dental clinic. So we do this work by we extend these services to these people. We give them oral health education. We do extractions. We do scaling. We give a few dentures to a few lucky people who come earlier. We do fluoride vanishing. We give out brushes and toothpaste. Um, uh, Dr. Paul gave me this platform to talk to you about what we do and how we would want to
Awesome.
make the world
First,
know
I just want
about
to say
this.
that is just really an awesome mission you guys have. Totally JBN, just be nice and kindness. I don't want to break your momentum and sharing with, but I just want to say I really admire what you guys are doing. And I'm excited to hear how we can help you at Dental Nachos.
Thank you so much. So one of our objectives, we are looking at having volunteers, like a team of dentists coming to work with us in these camps that we organize throughout the year. Those who can help us donate some tools, because as ASA, we can only do so much. Those who can help us with, maybe help us do some fundraisings and stuff like that. Anything that can help us extend these free dental services to these communities, because we are actually an NGO and a non-profit. So basically that's what we do.
That's awesome. How specifically can we help in the Dental Nachos community or sponsor? Is there a way to just donate financially to it to help support it? Is there a way to do that?
Actually, we haven't established something that is okay. It's a young organization, so we are looking at. We actually welcome advisors. If someone
Gotcha.
can come out and advise us that let us do it like this and this and this.
Awesome.
We are
So if you
looking
need
forward.
advisor, anyone feels like they can help in that capacity, please text us and we'll put you in touch. Now, how about these teams of dentists? How can dentists volunteer to come there and help? How does that work?
Yeah, we have established a team on ground. So it's easy when they send us private messages, we can see how to organize and receive them, because we have actually worked with a few teams like A Reason to Smile from USA. We
Awesome.
have worked with Build Your Smile and Chera. Build Your Smile is from Canada and Chera is from USA. Only that we worked with these teams before we were an association, but now we decided to start up something that we are going to look like maybe an organized group, not like how we used to be before. So we started up this association and we are to receive these teams through our associations.
Awesome. I love this whole concept. People can reach out to us by texting Africa to 215-543-654. But how can people reach out to you directly? You're really active on the Facebook group. Please keep posting in Dental Nachos. But how can they reach out to you directly?
Yes, they can reach to me direct through my email, mubramadan@gmail.com.
Also, we'll put that in the comments. We'll put that in the comments. And also, if you text us to that number, we also can share that. So one is through your email. And what's the other way?
Yeah. They can reach us direct through the page or my Facebook account, Mubiru Sulaiman. My nickname on that Facebook is also there. It's MUB.
MUB, nice. Well, you embody what we talk about, JBN, just being nice and kind, Mubra, and we really appreciate you sharing with us. If you want to hang around to the end, we'll talk with you for a few minutes at the end too in our Nacho Hollywood Squares. But thanks so much for being here. And our Nacho community is awesome, and I hope they reach out to you to help you guys along your way, because I truly believe in what you're doing.
And thank you, Dr. Paul.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
So it's a true nacho toppings here. So we've had an awesome lineup so far about chocolate, jobs, CBCTs, helping people, real nacho toppings. Whoever texts in, the 999th person that texts in will get these sent to you. We'll mail them to you right from Nacho headquarters. So as we move along here, we're going to talk about another topping that helps you with your dentist core. One of the things I talk about in life is not getting into the circle of annoyance. There's me, and I'm outside the circle of annoyance. So what might annoy you? And what might annoy us is not having enough money for retirement, not investing wisely when we are baby age dentists, toddler age dentists, medium age dentists. So I'm thrilled to have Alan Donefeld's key resource and sponsor from CityVest back with us, sharing a creative strategy that he's developed to help dentists invest to take care and protect their most important asset, them, and to have more flexible decisions. Doesn't have to be just for dentists. It could be anyone out there. But Alan, thanks, Pat, for being here again. Orient us again what you guys do on a regular basis and how you help the dental community.
Sure. First, to give you a shout out on JBNK, just
Thanks.
be nice and kind.
I like that.
You can keep repeating it for everybody because it's certainly what we all need. And it was great to hear from what Tim is doing in Africa with chocolate and Mubiru, what he's doing, and Kimberly. I love being on your show.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Alan.
Thanks for having me, Dr. Paul. I enjoy listening to everybody. I'm in the finance world, but I've actually enjoyed attending these Zoom calls and being with everybody.
Thanks. That's my whole goal. People. We're all people, right? We don't have to be dentists or financial planners or chocolate. We're people first, do the second. So thanks for embodying that. And we're excited to hear about your topping and what you're doing, because I've learned a lot from you already. And I want to bring that to life to our audience.
So I look out for people too, and that's why I love what you're doing. So what I found is that a lot of dentists didn't know what to do in investing, and they got sucked into investing in stocks through some financial advisor, and it just seemed to make sense, or they followed what James Cramer said on Mad Money, and they lost money. And so my mission has been to protect doctors to invest in the right kind of assets for a long-term financial plan. And I started this with my brother, who's an anesthesiologist, and it's now just continued to other doctors that he knew. And now I'm on the great show, Dental Nachos, to see if I can protect some dentists and get them into the right kinds of investments to earn long-term, safe 10%, 14% kind of returns by investing like institutional investors do, which is in large-scale real estate projects, which are the safest, generate income, have audited kind of returns, administrators, all of the things that an institutional investor wants. That's what any individual deserves, not the kind of products that a lot of financial advisors.
And I love that. And before you tell us about how people can get in a lower price point, I still always, the story's the star, and with them, what's in it for me? Because, we don't want dentists to cry inside more than we already have to. We want to develop a core that's strong in leadership, business, team management, and clinical. This is what we want. But I am the JBN guy, but also the JBR, just be real. So share with us, whether it's a dentist or a doctor or just a high level professional, what are some drop nachos you've heard, or someone said, I work for 30 years, but I don't have enough to retire. Tell us, it's a Halloween month. What's been some of the scary things you've heard from professionals who didn't plan well?
Well, the biggest problem is starting too late. So the compounding of money is very powerful. And one of Warren Buffett's famous sayings is he has two rules. The first rule is never lose money. And the second rule is never forget the first rule. So
I like that.
Because if you lose 10% in a given year, the next year, you're going to have to make 25% to then average a 10% return over those 2 years. Very difficult to do. So never lose money, Warren Buffett's number one rule. So you need to develop a long-term plan, start investing early. It's hard to save money, particularly these days, but you have to continually chip away and make investments. You don't have to shoot for 50% kind of returns. If you could generate a safe 10% return, not worry about the money, stay in, you've heard me mention this, your circle of competence, do your dentistry, and let other people worry about the real estate investing, which is what we focus on, and make that 10% return year after year. Keep adding to it. By the time you get to 50 and 55, 60 years old, you have a significant nest egg that you will be earning $200,000 a year just in interest. You can, at that point, retire if you want to, or work less, take days off, but you have to start early You have to be conservative and keep chipping away, earning 10% kind of very conservative returns. By the time you get to 50, 60 years old, you have a great nest egg that'll be throwing off cash.
I want to bring, I mean, such an important skill to set up and to learn more about what you guys do. Text City to 55444. But two things I want to bring up. You know, dental hours, your body isn't going to be the same forever. You can't just go, whether you're a running back, whether you're a dentist, whether you're an anesthesiologist. I do think your brother's smarter. All of his patients are asleep. They never wake up and say, the color of this tube is not right. So he was smarter. Tell him that. But
Right.
I work with dentists at the end of their career, and most of them are exhausted emotionally and partly physically. So you can't expect to work forever. So if I said, hey, I'm a medium-aged dentist and I have an extra $25,000, $50,000, $75,000, what's the minimum to get in with your group? And how can they find out more about taking that next step?
Well, we've specifically designed our program to help everyone get started. So you mentioned the product that you buy, and you have a buying group so that other people can get it at a discount. So what we've done is we find institutional real estate funds that people like Yale Endowment with $35 billion to invest, they might put $10 million into a specific fund. But what we've done is create a buying group of dentists and doctors and other CEOs, where we pool the capital together, and then we represent $4 or $5 million. We get access to that fund is the first hurdle that we have to achieve, and then we actually negotiate better terms because we are all of a sudden start representing larger amounts of capital. So the key is allowing dentists to put in just $25,000 as a starting point. We do waive our fees in the first year to make that return a little bit higher for all dentists. And so those two key things, we provide that access at $25,000, pool that capital together. We get better returns from a institutional fund. All of that produces a greater than 10% return that's relatively safe for our investors.
I love that. You know, we'll have you back on at the end of the show to share with you. But I just think when I do a large implant case for a patient who is hemming and hawing and not sure, they say this thing: I wish I had done it sooner. When people get a CBCT from Kimberly Pedro, our sponsor, and they were hemming and hawing, they say, I wish I did this sooner. And I'm sure there's nothing more poignant and productive than when people say to you, hey, Alan, I should have done this sooner. But now's the time to not say you wish you did it sooner. Now's the time to move forward with momentum. Reach out to awesome people like Alan and just learn, truly just find out what's possible, because we are in this nacho nuts time. We have debt, we have practice debt, but dentists are still high income earners. And if you don't put money aside now, you might have to be chair side longer. So if I can help you, Alan, with your inspiring dentist, just say, this is what you could say. I give you secret dentist language. They say, I don't know if I want to invest, 25 grand, 50 grand. Just say this: do you want to be doing class 2s when you're 67 years old, like Mr. Grumbly? And they'll say, where can I sign up? And it's all done with authenticity and being positive to help your future self. One of my team members who's on this always says, and I learned from her, I'm trying to make decisions to not make my future self angry at this self. And I think that's a really good way to live life.
Absolutely. I'm on board.
Awesome. We'll have you back on at the end, and we'll bring up our final guest of the segment. Then we'll bring everybody back up to see what they have learned. While we are bringing up our final guest, we also have some fun text codes here. We have text Amanda. If you text Amanda to 215-543-6454, you get a free invite to a Dr. Mark Costas, Dr. Nacho CE course. Awesome. So our next guest is one of my favorite people in the Dental Nacho group. Super positive. Also have a good story. One of the last people I saw when in-person CE was legal. Hopefully it'll be legal again. We were crouched together, standing next to each other, taking a picture. I hope people don't say that was the olden days. But I have Allison from Benco. And Benco is an awesome key resource and sponsor, an awesome company with an awesome vibe, helping you in so many different ways. If you want to reach out to Allison and Benco, just text Benco to 215-543-6454 for their contact. But I want to bring Allison on because Allison lives in this part of the dental life where supplies, cotton rolls, anesthetic, other things. So Allison, share with us, what do you do on a day-to-day basis as a Benco representative, a practice consultant, a, emergency person running over with some sort of supplies? Tell us a little bit about your life.
Hey, Paul. Thank you so much for having me. And thanks for what you do for the dental community.
Oh,
I have to just say, during the pandemic, I was glued to dental
Oh,
nachos.
thanks. I appreciate it.
I was getting a lot of information and getting my, a temperature check on what was going on with
Yeah.
the dentist. I also want to say that Banco is the third largest distributor in the US. And also something I'm very proud of is that Banco is the largest family-owned dental distributor.
great.
So
I love your guys' culture.
yes.
The Cohen is awesome. They embrace
Yes.
it. Chuck Cohen sends me handwritten notes about stuff, which is just so kind and nice. And I've just had a great experience with the vibe of everybody who worked there. So we appreciate you guys being you.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I would say, like as far as my daily activity, it's changed a lot since the
Yeah.
pandemic. I would say that I'm probably leaned on even more now for my accounts, whether it's I'm handling PPE back orders, making sure they're getting the correct supplies to keep them and their employees safe and open as well. As you know, we have a lot of different categories that are it's getting more difficult to get. And I'm also supplying them with substitutions so they can keep their practice running smoothly. But I would say the biggest thing that I do is I handle my accounts problems. So something I always say is that I'm the cheapest employee you're ever going to have.
Yes. What's a
So-
good example? I mean, I love, I know one day like 10 million people will be watching this. It'll go viral. Maybe if you guys can make it go viral now, whatever that means, that would be great. But so I just like people sharing their story about what people do in their dentistry neighborhood, a lot like Mr. Rogers of Dentistry. I mean, we have my good friend Tim on here. He's an entrepreneur, super smart guy. He doesn't know what a dental rep does, right? What's an example of a problem that you helped solve over the last month, just to share with our audience what you do?
Well, I could say one problem is typically with Banco, most items, when you place the order, it's delivered next day. And I think when the offices started opening back up, they were still under that expectation. And I had one account that ordered anesthetic that they needed, and they were out and they were expecting it the next day, and it wasn't coming for another 2 days. So something that I was able to do was go to another account of mine and say, hey, so-and-so is out of lidocaine and they need it. And, I'll make it up to you, or, we'll figure it out. They were, very gracious and said, don't worry about it here,
I mean, that's
so that
ultimate
is something that
JVN too. What I think reps do, and I mean, it's really using the term of rep, it's not always fair. People call me sometimes a consultant, but it's just a general term. But you guys really do bond dentists together, because you're going to one dentist saying, Dr. Guac needs something from you, Dr. Nacho. And I say, sure, give it to him. I would love, for Dr. Guac and Nacho to start talking more face to face. But I think that's just such a great example of why we should embrace. I mean, I've mentioned this guy once or 1 million times on the show, Gary V. It's going to be a hybrid after all this happens. So when people say we should do everything online, that has negative problems. But you weren't repping back in the 1980s where maybe people had to take all the stuff in their car. You probably don't want to do that. So it's this great hybrid world. And one thing I want to share is I went to purchase these nachos for a prop that I eat after the show. And this is a true story from like 30 minutes ago. I wasn't sure if I could go in Chipotle, right? I was like looking in the door. I was like, is it right? And that must be unique. That's for reps. We're used to having reps and people just walk into our office. But right now, if someone walked into my dental office unannounced, I would think they were an insane person, because we call people in the car. We have the temperature checks. So I think what you guys are doing is helping getting this kind of our community back going. What do you see happening over the next 3 or 4 months, basically, whether it's in supplies, or is there things we should stock up on?
I would say one of the pain points that is definitely coming in the next, it hasn't already, is gloves. There's only a few glove factories in the world, and we have outside companies now getting into the PPE business. So what they're doing is they're bidding up the cost of gloves. So I've been recommending to all my customers to stock up on whether it's chloroquine or nitrile, whatever their full allotment is with their dealer, before the price increases happen. They have already started. I see them with certain glove suppliers that the prices have gone up, but work with your rep, find out which ones are still affordable, and gloves really don't expire. So I would say I highly recommend.
I've used this example, and now my friend Tim is on the show. I've used this many times, but we go on a yearly golf trip. And if you only have 2 golf balls for 18 holes, you're never going to make it through all the 18 holes, especially the way a lot of my friends play golf. They're not going to make it through 2 holes. that's going to happen to us. Like Dennis, I'm very worried about what Allison just said. Stock up on stuff that doesn't expire, like your golf balls of your office, which is gloves, which is masks, which is gowns, which
Right.
is anesthetic, because you don't want to regret. I mean, this concept of protecting your dentist core, whether it's what what Alan just said about investing, or what Allison just said about stocking up on gloves, it's the same thing. Do things to make your future self not mad at this person's self. Don't be cheap. A lot of this comes from weird cheapness. You got to pay for gloves anyway. So don't be dentist cheap.
Right.
So that's sort of your Allison take home point. Make sure we stock up on gloves at this time.
Yeah, it's pretty unpredictable. In the beginning of the pandemic, gloves weren't an issue. I mean, we had problems getting hand sanitizer, masks. Masks are getting better, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But now it's more towards wipes, which we didn't have an issue in the beginning, and gloves, I would say, are
I
probably
also
the two
think
items.
it's like probably going to happen to restaurants, and it'll be good for them. But, you know, I'm in Center City, Philadelphia, and we have different restrictions, and restaurants run out of stuff. That's normal. And once more people start eating at restaurants, they'll run out quicker. So I feel like there's dental offices that still are not working at a capacity that they were a year ago, but they're kind of picking up, and they're going to be consuming more of these things. So I really appreciate that insight, Allison. Is there anything else? We're going to have a round table at the end, but how can people reach out to you directly? And is there any other insights you'd like to share with our community?
You know, I just want to share one more insight
Sure.
one more situation with Banco that kind of went in the shadows that I thought is really important, is that Banco Dental never really had a practice management software. And in February, before the pandemic, we actually partnered with Open Dental.
Cool.
It is the fastest, easiest practice management software. So I kind of just wanted to bring that back into the light. I would, reach out to your Banco rep. We have amazing programs right now. If you're struggling to get PPE, we have an ability, if you sign up for our Banco Select, to give small rations. I will say that we have been, one of the reasons why we've been so successful with our rations and with our PPE supply is that we've been focused on customers that were already Banco loyal customers. But that doesn't mean we can't help you now. So I would say reach out to your Banco local representative. If you don't know who that is, feel free to send me an email and you can get that information from you.
Awesome. Great. You go to banco.com. You also can text Banco to do that. It's a true JFO. Just find out. It's not about one supplier being the supplier. It's about all of us surviving and connecting with the people in our neighborhood. But if you're in the Philadelphia area and you're as lucky to have someone like Allison in your neighborhood, it's someone you would want to know. And what you said, Allison, was so great about being the cheapest employee, and you're a problem solver. I mean, we're all problem solvers. And there's so many problem solvers. So, but one of the things I like to share, and it goes with my ABC, always be connecting, goes with the job portion of what I do. If you don't connect early, people are not going to want to help you when you have an emergency, not because they don't like you, because they don't know you. So if you never connect with someone and you say, today's day, you might have 4 other people you need to help. You might only have 4 problems you could solve. That's why ABC, always be connecting early in a genuine way, virtually in person, so important. So hang on here with us, Allison. We'll bring some people back up. This was a great, awesome show. I have some more prizes here. We have the text Amanda. You can also text Flix for free 30-day pass. Allison, you can tell any of your clients, if they text Flix to 215-543-6454, they'll get a free 30-day pass to our Nacho Flix platform. Amanda, you can bring anyone back up that is still here with Allison and I. Anybody wants to get a one-on-one coaching session and find out about that, they can text Nat to 215-543-6454. Great.
And I also want to say that you can actually purchase your Nacho CE courses.
Yeah, right. You guys have it on Banco. Well. That's great. That's one of my, that was one of my, I mean, I'm going to tell you, 2020, I'm a pretty positive person. I really am. But I'm also realistic. 2020, not filled with a million wins for anybody, all right? Not filled with a million. That was one of the biggest wins. Being able to sell Dental Nachopedia and Dental Nachoflix through Banco was great, so you can test that. So what I want to do with this panel here, guys, it's really, truly, as we wrap up for 10 or 15 minutes, I'm just going to ask you one thing that you learned about someone else that you found interesting, that you didn't know existed, that you said, hey, that might help me in my life. Or just, hey, I didn't really even know that person had that tough of a job. Could be something fun. It could be something funny. It could be something you're going to do. I'll start with Kimberly. Kimberly, how about you? What's one thing, and you get more than one thing, but what is something that you learned throughout this program in the past 45 minutes that you think could help you?
Actually didn't realize for Banco, Open Dental. I love the Open Dental system. So that's great to hear. We have Banco here in Arizona, so I definitely will start letting people know to head in your direction for open dental. That's
See,
exciting.
that is the whole ABC, right? You learn stuff in person. I love that, Kimberly. Tim, how about you? This is your first time. We'll have you back as a guest again. What's something that you learned on the
Never
program?
lose money. Never lose money.
You like that, right?
I mean, I've known that, but it's one of those things that it's worth repeating to yourself pretty
I love
often.
that. Awesome, Tim. Alan, how about you?
Tim taught me that chocolate is healthy.
Right, yeah.
So that justifies a lot of what I do in my life.
Dark chocolate, but yeah.
Okay. I tried to expand it, but Tim wouldn't. No, but I didn't know that M&Ms were so bad, 10% dark chocolate. And it's great to hear that he's doing the kind of work that he is in Africa and producing jobs. And I'm going to look out for your chocolate in Whole Foods.
Awesome. I love that, and dark chocolate is healthy, but I love when these things catch on. For a while, it was catching on that like drinking wine was as good as going to the gym. I think they debunked it, but now it's like, I'm going to make a thing. A messy desktop is the sign of a genius. No one told me that, but that's me if you see behind here. So Mubru, tell us something that you learned on the program today.
Mostly, I appreciate that I've met new people. I love meeting new people. And for sure, everyone has given me a smiling face. I really appreciate that. Maybe one other thing, I would like to taste Tim's chocolate also.
Yeah, I mean, Tim knows I can do
Listen,
like
Mubiru, we're coming to Uganda next in Bundabugio. There's a lot of good cocoa, and we want to do a factory in Kampala. So
Tim knows I can do like two things well.
Yeah.
Hit a golf ball and
really
connect people.
welcome.
So that was a special treat to bring someone from Africa to Tim and you. So I just love that. That was awesome. And Allison, we'll wrap up with you. Any thing that you learned from someone that you said, hey, I didn't even know that existed?
Yeah, I mean, I've always was for retiring and the type of investment, like what I should expect. I am on my money instead of like 50% return or 40%. It was nice to hear him say 10% is a good number and a good benchmark. And also, chocolate could be healthy. I mean, that's amazing. So
you can't let your kids see this. They're going to use it against us. Like this whole bag is healthy. So it's only Tim's right kind. Well, I really appreciate it, guys. This was so much fun. We'll have more of these coming up. We can learn more, share more. The more we care and share, the more we can bond us together as a community. So thanks so much for being here. Feel free to share anything about yourselves in the chat. I'm going to wrap up with a few final words, but thanks so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, you, Paul.
Thanks, everyone. Happy fall.
Thanks, guys. As they wrap up, I'm just going to give away more free prizes to people in the chat, or if you're watching this on demand, or if you're watching this, you have an email that I send. So much value packed in this. What I recommend, my treatment plan is you JFO, just find out about each one of these things. Some of them are fun. Some of them are to help the community in Africa. Some of them to be a better business person, protect your core. Just commit to finding out about one of these things. It would be great if you found out about all these things. That's what I think would be a great treatment plan. Another thing I'd like to share in this video is finding out about something doesn't have to be as you as the dentist. You may have your office manager start to dig into what a CBCT is. You may have maybe your accountant connect with somebody like Alan. You may have someone in your household start to learn more about chocolate. You may have your assistant reach out to Benko about gloves. You may have one of your team members find out, how can I list a job on dentalnachos.com by texting job to 215-543-6454. So for all of you here with us live, thanks so much for hanging in. If there's any questions I didn't get to, you guys can pop up and say them. I'm just going to give away some free prizes here and some coupons. You can text Nat to 215-543-6454. You can text Amanda to that same number, and you'll get a special invite to a CE course. You can text here Ariel to get a special invite and a coupon to a Class 2 CE course. You can put these in the chat. One of the biggest nacho brainers, text SAVE to 215-543-6454 to learn how to save money by absolutely doing nothing. This is truly one of the biggest nacho brainers from our key resources and sponsors. To learn more about our Dental Connect jobs, you're going to text Jill to that number. Just write these down and text this number to get more information. And then text Brandon. We have here, if you're looking to buy or sell a practice, big step in the circle of dentistry life, text Brandon to 215-543-6454. So I appreciate you guys very much being part of our Business and Leadership Toppings Volume 3. To stay up to date on all the things we do, just visit us at dentalnachos.com, email us at salsa@dentalnachos.com, or just text nachos to 215-543-6454. If you texted in chocolate to win that prize, we will notify you via text. And anyone who texts in chocolate, you could still do it. Anyone who texts in chocolate, some of you are probably like, I don't want to text in. You get a complimentary souvenir $40 gift code if you text chocolate to 215-543-6454. The prizes are going to end soon, so text in now. You may win that $50 gift basket from Tim, and you'll get a special souvenir prize. Awesome, guys. Thanks for being part of what we do here. Really appreciate it.